Good morning, good morning, good morning. I sound like Glenn Lundy. That is not my intention. I am Tamra Andress, and so I'm gonna say hola, grand rising like Bernita. You know, everybody has their own saying, their own thought patterns, and today I want to change yours. My passion for this conversation is something that's been just burning inside of me this morning, last night, yesterday. I was woken up with this idea that I am the storm. We exist in storms and we look at them like they're so far away, but what if, just like I've taught you before, what if you are the opportunity? What if you are the storm? What if you get to take life by the reins? Because God's gifted you authority, and yet you stand on the bylines, on the sidelines, watching everybody else take life by storm, except for you. What are you waiting for? You're praying for a harvest, friend. I know it. And guess what? It is yours for the taking. But you have to stand in that authority, and there are 3 things that Mr. Tim Storey was teaching me this morning from his Miracle Mentality book that I highly suggest. It's incredible. I'm listening to it on Audible because his voice is just, it's a miracle in and of itself. It's just so soothing and calming. And he was sharing this story about a gal who he was speaking with, a very eloquent gal, in fact, at a baseball game. And all of a sudden, somebody yells foul ball, and she reaches under her chair and she lunges over top of everyone to try and catch, which she missed, this ball. And his mind was just shook. His heart and his emotions were just overwhelmed by the fact that this put together woman all of a sudden leaped towards something that she wanted. And there were 3 things that she did, 3 P's. She was in the right position. She was prepared. She had her mitt, right? And she was patient. She just sat there awaiting the foul ball. And to that point, he had found out that she had caught 13 other balls that season, and it sat with him. And as he was sharing this morning in Clubhouse with Breakfast with Champions, you've got to get involved if you're not yet. Come in and hang out with us every morning from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's more to that story, right? There's more to those 3 P's, and specifically in the lens of our faith is this idea of posture, right? You're positioned, but what is your heart posture? Are you open to the fact that a miracle could happen for you? Are you open for the fact that your harvest will actually come? Are you praying into it and over it? And maybe your answer is yes, that's all I've been doing. I've seen these visions. I know the God dream. And I'm not seeing it, Tamra. Well, there's the other 2 P's that are so critical. And I'm going to flip the script on what Tim said and put number 3 in the position of number 2, because I think even before the preparation, lots of P's over here, there is this understanding of patience. We all want the fruit. We're all waiting for the harvest. But you guys know how important Galatians 5:22 is to me in this idea of our fruit, the fruit that we're bearing, right? And knowing that forbearance and self-control are generally the last fruits that we want to grow. And yet they're the first fruits that we need to grow in order for the others to follow. Ooh, your girl's rhyming over here, right? First to grow for the others to follow. Right? You've got to lean into this idea of forbearance, this idea of patience, and be okay with being uncomfortable. We plant a seed, friends. God deposits. Someone affirms, maybe in a prophetic format. Maybe you have a vision. Maybe you have a dream. And you're planting the seed in those moments. And then you're just sitting there, kneeled before the seed, praying and hoping. Praying and hoping, my miracle's coming. But what are you doing right now, today, in your works, in your good works, in your servant heart, in your leadership, in your preparation process? Mind, body, soul, spirit. Maybe you're so aligned and you're feeling like, God, I know I could hear you. This is what you're saying, but I'm not seeing it. Are you fueling the soil? Are you giving it water? Are you toiling? Are you making sure that it's positioned correctly, that there's not a bunch of other weeds next to it, that there's not a bunch of plants that are blocking its light? And furthermore, are you vision casting enough into the future of this harvest? This is a critical P that he didn't necessarily cover and I wasn't able to share, so I'm so excited to share it with you right now. Right? It's the future planting that has to happen. That uprooting thing that always feels so hard. But what happens is I planted mint last year, and a couple of weeks ago we were in the garden pulling and planting and getting ready, right, for the season. The mint ran wild, boy, had it harvested. So much so that the neighbor said, I don't even need to replant our pot. I can just lean over the fence and grab yours. But it had taken over everything else. Are you focused on just one seed? Are there more seeds that need your nurturing? Is there weeding that needs to happen to keep that particular thing contained? This is a lot to think about, and it's not the typical court talk. It probably feels more like a sermon, and that is okay today, because this morning this is burning on my soul. And the specific person that came to mind was Ruth in the Bible, right? She's waiting, she's being patient, she's preparing, and her heart posture towards her miracle is there. And so she seeks, and she goes into a field, y'all. She goes into the actual place that the harvest could potentially grow, just to get food, to have the leftovers, but also to potentially be seen and be known. Are you willing to be the leftover for now? Are you willing to be in the shadows of the massive room of thousands of people for your harvest, for you to be noticed, for something to stand out for someone, for your Boaz moment, to be recognized, to be known, to reap the harvest that's been planned for you from day one? But it took your preparation, and it took your heart posture, and it took you leaving and cleaving from your family, and it took you leaning in to the hope and the future of a woman that one day wouldn't be there with you, just like Ruth. The knowing that her resiliency and her faith in God was exactly what you needed, and you wanted to honor that. So you go to another city, you try something completely out of the norm. You put yourself in a vulnerable situation. What if they kick me out? What if they say I can't? Everyone has something in their way. The line, the dash between the start, the birth, and the finish line, it's not straight. It's very wiggly, it's very wobbly, there's lots of detours. And so I'm wondering where I'm finding you. Are you on your knees next to the planted seed, just hoping and wishing, but not actually putting in the work? Are you positioning yourself beyond just the heart posture and the physical being of who you are? Are you in the right places, in the right rooms, having the right conversations, networking with the right people, putting yourself out there, sharing your story, testifying on His behalf? The harvest is coming. He has already promised you this abundance, this richness. But are you willing to put in the work? Are you positioning yourself? Are you preparing yourself? Are you postured for the harvest? I hope this speaks to you, whatever and however. It's not just monetary, y'all. This is so much more. Your miracles are in every single piece of your life, every single piece of who you are. So I would just encourage you to go and read the story of Ruth 2, where she meets Boaz in the grain field, is exactly what my heart and mind was kind of just centered on. He gave her favor. And he said, may the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge. And she said, may I continue to find favor in your eyes. You have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant, though I do not have the standing of one of your servants. She was willing to be a servant. She was willing to go unnoticed. And her harvest came. And it wasn't just in the physical. There was food, there was riches, there was land, there was love, there was relationship. Lean in, friends, wherever you are today. Seek your harvest, but do the 3 Ps and be willing to also vision cast beyond those 3 Ps to what's to come in the planting process. If the harvest comes, are you ready for it? Do you have the people to keep it contained? Are they positioned in the right place? My team, I am incredibly grateful for. I couldn't do all the things that I do without them. And that's a becoming process, right? I didn't always have the right people in the right place or any place at all. And I was trying to clench my fist over the dream. But the dream is not just meant for me. It's meant for the people I'm connected to. And that's you. Say yes. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I'm not even rambling because this is good. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And if you've never heard about the Harvest Mastermind, I'm launching in June. I would highly encourage you to take a peek, take a gander. We're going to talk all through these P's. We're going to actually go through 4 seasons in this annual mastermind. We're going to connect. We're going to link arms. We're going to build and prepare. So when the harvest comes in that 4th quarter, you're going to be ready for it, and you're going to be excited for it, and your heart is going to be postured towards it, right? And there's going to be 2 business retreats in person alongside this. So if you are not local, you get to come and be local. And if you aren't local and you can't come and be local, there will be many opportunities for us to be together multiple times a month. I want to pour into you. I want to allow you to have the field that I have currently been nurturing. It's not leftovers. It's for you. It's meant for you. Take a peek. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.